Hi there, this is Datila, and welcome to the Wrestling Time Post Show. It is Friday, August 18th, 2023, and tonight I will be talking about both AEW Rampage and Friday Night SmackDown. But let's kick things off with Friday Night SmackDown because we have multiple things to talk about tonight. Alright, so let's talk about Edge. Tonight, WWE celebrated 25 years of Edge. And, we got a bunch of video packages throughout the night. You had multiple wrestlers talking about Edge. And in Edge's final match, he fought Sheamus, which was a first-time match. Now, the match was a really, really good match. Beth and Edge's kids were they were watching from the barricade. You saw the emotion in Beth's face. Like, she was just overwhelmed with emotion. I think my favorite part of this match was when Edge hit Sheamus with that superplex, followed by an execution, or Sheamus hitting Edge with the white noise and Celtic Cross. And it took 2 spears to take Sheamus down. Very good match from Sheamus and Edge. They worked really well. Yes, they did. They worked really well together. And it's a shame we didn't get more matches between them. They waited until the very last moment to get this match. Now, Edge was rocking, they were in Toronto, so Edge was rocking those maple leaf colors. Of course, this was Edge's final match, and he was victorious, and at the end, him and Sheamus hugged. Now, it's interesting, like this whole retirement or this whole celebration felt a little odd to me because, like I said earlier, throughout the night, you had various superstars talk about Edge. I find it very odd that they didn't get Christian Cage. Now, I know Christian Cage is in AEW, but last year when they celebrated John Cena, how they got Big Show, Chris Jericho, and Bryan Danielson, who are all in AEW. So why couldn't they get Christian Cage for this? At least a video cameo wouldn't have hurt. But after the air, Edge cut a promo, and there's a couple of things that he said that I want to mention. I'm not going to talk about the whole thing. You can see the whole thing online. But he says, and I quote, "I don't know what the future holds. I really don't. I got to sit at home this week and lick my wounds and talk to my family and see what they want me to do. All I can do is say thank you, Toronto. What I can say is that this is my last time in front of y'all. I don't think I can make it another full one to get here again for a match," unquote. So it's a well-known fact that Edge did say last year that he planned to retire here in August. This is from Wrestling Inc., which this was from last year. Edge made an announcement addressing his hometown fans in Toronto. He said, and I quote, "I hope to come back one last time here in Toronto," Edge stressed. Looking at the calendar, we usually come here to Toronto in August. So next August, I guarantee each and every one of you that I'll be back here. In a perfect world, we'll all say goodbye to each other that night. So that's what happened. Edge did have his match here in Toronto. Now, Wrestling News is reporting that Edge's contract has expired. And Edge did say in an interview with eCanada, this is the transcript is from Wrestling Inc., but the original interview is from ET Canada. He says, and I quote, "Here's what I can honestly say, and this isn't the answer that everybody's going to want. I truly don't know. I really, really can, with 100% truth, say I don't know. That's strange for me, but I don't. I really don't. I put some thought into it, but not a lot. This is the last match on my current contract, so I don't know. I honestly don't know. I probably won't know until I get to the locker room that night and decompress. Let all the anxiety and tension that I've never used to have before I performed, I have now," unquote. So he says that this was his last match on his current contract. Does it mean that he's retiring? I don't know. Maybe it could possibly mean that he's done. This is it. He's going to hang it up. But then there's also that possibility, his contract has expired. Maybe he wants one final run with Christian. And where's Christian at? In AEW. Do I think Edge would go to AEW? I think so. I don't know if he'll debut at Wembley Stadium, but if you're going to have Edge debut in AEW, what better way to have him debut than in Wembley Stadium in front of 80,000 people? So I could already see people fantasy booking Edge in AEW. Edge and Christian versus the Young Bucks. Edge and Christian versus FTR. Edge and Christian versus Matt and Jeff Hardy. Edge and Christian versus The Acclaimed. Edge and Christian versus the Guns. So, I mean, look at Sting. Sting is 60 and look at all the stuff that he's doing. So, I do think it's a possibility that Edge goes to AEW, possibly one last run with Christian Cage as a tag team. But it could also, let me see, I think Edge will be teaming with Christian. I think they will be going after the World Tag Titles. I think it would be a good way for Edge to go out if he is indeed retiring on his own terms this time. That is true. I mean, I just feel like this retirement thing that they did on SmackDown, it didn't really feel like a retirement. I mean, you didn't have the wrestlers come out and thank him. His speech aired after SmackDown, which I thought was odd. Edge will be at Wembley for All In. I don't know, because Christian Cage isn't on the card that we know of yet. But then again, like I said, if you're going to debut Edge, what better way to do it than at Wembley Stadium? So now I'm sure so many people are probably expecting Edge, but AEW isn't promising us Edge. So, I hope people don't get disappointed if he doesn't show up. But it is interesting that the Hardys and Dax and even AEW posted this. So Matt Hardy posted this yesterday, TBT to 2018 Connected Forever. So Hardy's with Edge and Christian. Dax posted this picture. I believe he posted it yesterday with, I don't know if that's a recent picture, if that's an old picture, but he posted that on his Twitter. And then if you read this, it says, will Darby Allin see his path to AEW All In and AEW All Out clearly? And if we all know Edge's lyrics are, I can see clearly, and let me see. Maybe Christian will turn on Luchasaurus. Maybe. So, very interesting. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Edge has fully retired? Or are we going to see him in AEW? And if we do see him in AEW, can we see him as early as All In? And also, if you guys remember, this year at the Elimination Chamber, when him and Beth Phoenix fought Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley, they used a shatter machine. And who uses a shatter machine? FTR. So, I don't know. Maybe we're all reading too much into it. But I wouldn't be surprised if he does go to AEW. Would it be as early as All In? Edge is already... That's the thing. I don't think he could beat Edge in AEW. So what name would he use? His real name? Adam Copeland? Would he add a last name like Christian did to his, Christian Cage? I don't know. Let me know in the comments section or in the live chat. Do you think Edge is done? He's hanging up his boots? Or is he going to AEW? And if so, does he debut at All In? Let me know in the live chat or in the comment section. So, SmackDown started off with the Grayson Waller effect, which featured Rey Mysterio and Santos Escobar. Now, Grayson Waller here was trying to stir up drama between Santos Escobar and Rey Mysterio, accusing Rey Mysterio of stealing Santos Escobar's opportunity. Now, Santos Escobar was not having it, and he said the only person he was angry at was Austin Theory. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if the only reason Rey Mysterio won that U.S. title is so that he can eventually have a feud with Santos Escobar. Austin Theory makes his way out to the ring, and he congratulates Rey Mysterio for becoming a 3-time U.S. champion. He goes on to say that Santos Escobar wasn't a man enough to step up to him, and then Adam Pearce comes out, and so does L.A. Knight. Yeah. And if you hear the pop that he got, it was amazing. Like, it was really, really loud. And if you look closely, there was a lot of yellow shirts in that arena. So, yeah, Canada, Toronto was definitely an L.A. Knight fan. So, this whole opening segment leads into a match between Austin Theory and L.A. Knight. Yeah. And the winner will receive a title shot against Rey Mysterio's for that U.S. title. Amazing pop Toronto gave to L.A. Knight. Yeah, right? So, the match was, I didn't mind the match. Even Knight stomping Theory got, chance. It did. The Miz comes out, and he's on commentary. Now, why Miz was on SmackDown? I guess it's one of those to hell with the WWE draft rules, right? but he's on commentary, and like he basically causes a distraction in this match. He causes LA Knight the match. Now it makes sense because the Miz did say he was going to go to SmackDown. If they're doing a feud between LA Knight and the Miz, then it would make no sense for LA Knight to win this match and receive a title opportunity against Rey Mysterio, even though eventually he should. So I kind of thought LA Knight was gonna win here, and then Miz have cost him the title, but no, they did it this way. So I honestly think this is gonna lead to Miz versus LA Knight at Payback. It wouldn't be Friday night SmackDown. I see what you did there without LA Knight. Yeah. Austin Theory victorious after that Miz distraction and with a handful of tights. So that leads me to wonder, is Austin Theory going to defeat Rey Mysterio, or is Santos Escobar going to cost Rey Mysterio that title? I honestly think Rey Mysterio should defeat Austin Theory here and then have a feud with Santos Escobar. I think that's the only way to do it. Please tell me the night I take that title off Rey Mysterio, put it back to Austin Theory, and then do Santos Escobar versus Austin Theory. The title's already on Rey. The way you can remedy the situation is just have Rey Mysterio win, and then Santos Escobar versus Rey Mysterio for that title. Turn Santos Escobar heel again. We get Damage Control versus Charlotte and Bianca BelAir. Let me see. I think Santos is going to cost Rey the title. Really? It's going to go back. I mean, granted, they don't need the title to feud, but I think it would add to it with the title. So this match, I said this on my post show last week, if I recall correctly. Like, I said that Skye getting involved in that match was going to lead to a tag match, and I was right. Although I think it was with Asuka and not Bianca. So Bianca BelAir and Charlotte are victorious here, and then like when they go backstage, Damage Control beats up Bianca with a chair, and it seems like they're writing off Bianca from TV. So it seems like they kind of want to remove her from this feud. We get the Street Profits versus the OC. The Street Profits, interesting. They came out in their old attire instead of coming out in their new, suits and stuff. I really like the new finisher, and I think a lot of people did too, because a lot of people were talking about it. You had the powerbomb neckbreaker that they did to Carl Anderson. And of course, the Street Profits are victorious here. Bobby Lashley comes out and raises their hand. So, what do you guys think of the powerbomb neckbreaker combo that the Street Profits did to Carl Anderson? We get a Paul Heyman interview, and he's basically saying he doesn't want to talk. He turns things around and starts bringing up rumors about Kayla's family. Now, Paul Heyman is just really good at what he does. And then he gets a phone call, and he says that Jimmy Uso will be live on SmackDown next week. So I thought, I don't know where they're going to go with this whole bloodline thing, but it's like if they were going to have the Saw on the bloodline because they don't want to do brother versus brother until WrestleMania, why is Jimmy coming back next week? Why? Let me see. I hope Heyman goes into Hall of Fame next year. It would make the most sense with WrestleMania being in Philadelphia. So I'm very curious to see what Jimmy's gonna say, but where do we go from here? Like I really thought they were gonna hit the brake on the Bloodline storyline. Like, I really hope they don't bring back Jey Uso very quickly. I mean, he said he quit SmackDown, quit WWE, quit the Bloodline. You need to keep him off TV, maybe for the rest of the year, and then bring him back during the Royal Rumble. But I don't know what Jimmy's gonna say, so I'm very curious to see what he's gonna say. Hopefully, it's probably gonna be about Jey, and we'll see where they go with that. But that's it for SmackDown. Overall, SmackDown, it was all right. I mean, I really did like the Edge stuff, the Edge celebration, but I was not a huge fan of the Street Profits versus the OC. I did like LA Knight versus Austin Theory. Damage Control versus Charlotte and Bianca. That was all right. I think Rikishi's coming back for the Bloodline storyline. He should come back for the Bloodline storyline. More members from the Bloodline should come out. I mean, more members from the Ananoe family should come. 6 out of 10. Show was okay. SmackDown, yeah, I give it a 6 out of 10 too. It was a decent SmackDown. Wasn't too bad. I think what really helped this SmackDown was the Edge celebration stuff. Otherwise, if you take out the Edge celebration stuff, this SmackDown episode could not be helped. All right. So with that being said, let's move on to AEW Rampage, which kicked off with an incredible match between Rey Fenix and Komander. This was incredible. This was probably my favorite match of the night, honestly. You had Claudio and Moxley watching backstage. Let me see. Rakishi needs to sting face Paul Heyman. Imagine, that'd be hilarious. Like, this match was freaking amazing. Honestly, really great match to open AEW Rampage with. And Rey Fenix was victorious here. I really like that muscle buster that Rey Fenix used to Komander to win this match. You get Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, interview backstage, and she's basically talking about how she was in the first All-In, which was also a women's 4-way match, and how she was the first woman signed to AEW, and she helped lay the bricks for the AEW women's division, and she can't think of a better full circle moment than winning the women's title at Wembley Stadium. So, now that she brought that up, it kind of makes me think maybe they are paying homage to the first All-In. The first All-In only had one women's match, and it was a 4-way. And now at this All-In, we're doing a 4-way too. So, Fenix and Komander was awesome. 2 high flyers going at it. That Canadian Destroyer from Komander to Phoenix was incredible. Yeah, it definitely was. I really like that spot. And then he did the shooting star press. That was pretty cool. We get the Ring of Honor World Tag Team title match. It's Ethan Page and Brother Zane versus Aussie Open. I mean, it's no surprise Aussie Open was going to win here. Really. They're going to face Better Than You, baby. So, of course, they were going to win. Afterwards, they get the microphone, and they say that next Sunday, Aussie Open will prove they're the best. And Kyle Fletcher calls Max a terrible person. Calls Adam Cole a piece of trash. I knew Aussie Open was going to win. Yeah, definitely was. And then Kyle Fletcher says that Maxwell will never hit that kangaroo kick. Which, referring to, if you watch Dynamite, MJF wanted to hit the kangaroo kick, which was one of the most hilarious things I've ever seen. We get the Hardy Boys. They come out. Well, they don't come out, but they do a video promo. And they're basically challenging Aussie Open for those ROH tag titles, and if they win, they say they will face Better Than You, baby, at All In. Now, I don't think the Hardys are going to win here, but it's going to be a good match, and I would definitely love to see the Hardy Boys versus Better Than You, baby, but that's probably not going to happen. We find out the Righteous is coming to AEW. We get Sammy Guevara versus John Cruz, or local jobber, probably. I don't know why they had Sammy Guevara fighting a jobber in this show. Like, seriously, you couldn't find anybody for him to face? Maybe someone from, had him face Konosuke Takeshita since he came out to help Chris Jericho on Dynamite. They should face the Hardys after MJF and Adam Cole. You know what? Now that you just mentioned that, they should have. Yeah, they should have waited for that. So I was not a huge fan of Sammy Guevara fighting this jobber. The main event was Toni Storm and Ruby Soho versus Sky Blue and Hikaru Shida. I swear, I feel like we've seen this match before in a different combination. So, the match itself wasn't too bad. Of course, like, the Outcast did the whole spray paint to Sky Blue. At some point, all 4 women went down. And when they did the spray paint to Sky Blue and Toni Storm hit it with the hip attack, I thought it was over. I was like, oh, the Outcast won this. But they didn't. Despite the fact that Saraya tripped Hikaru Shida, still wasn't enough. Hikaru Shida and Sky Blue were victorious. And then, of course, the Outcast post-match attacked Hikaru Shida and Sky Blue. Britt Baker came running out to the ring, and then a brawl broke out between all women involved in that 4-way match. Now, I didn't mind the Raw, but this was not the go home show to All In. That's next week. So I question as to why they did this on this episode of Rampage when it's not even the go home show. You say that Raw type of stuff for a go home show, in my opinion. But overall, this is an okay Rampage. It was basically your run of the mill Rampage. I really like the opening match. The women's match was decent. I really didn't care for Sammy Guevara versus Cruz. 7 out of 10 Rampage. Really? You're giving a 7 out of 10? You thought it was better than SmackDown? I guess in a way it was in terms of matches. So I can see that 7 out of 10. But I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 just for that Sammy Guevara versus Cruz. You take that match out, I probably would have given it a 7. But I just didn't care for that. So with that being said, that concludes this review, you guys. Thank you guys all so much for watching. I'm currently on the road to 700 subscribers, you guys. I'm only 20 away. So let me see. It was better than Wednesday Night Raw, the Dynamite we saw. That is true. That is true. I'll give you that much. I did like this Rampage a little bit better than Dynamite. But with that being said, okay, so we are celebrating 30 years of Power Rangers. I know I didn't release a content this past Tuesday, but this coming Tuesday, I should have another video out. I will be ranking the anniversary specials of Power Rangers from the 10th, the 15th, the 28th, 25th, and the 30th anniversary specials from my least favorite to my most favorite. Now, as we work our way to the 30th anniversary on the 28th of August. But with that being said, you guys, thank you guys all so much for watching and for the continuous support. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a new intro. a new video. I don't know why you said intro, but a new video. And I'll see you guys Monday after Raw. Bye.